You have been running from a ghost that doesn't exist, and in the process, you have become one. You think about them in the quiet hours when the room is too cold and the silence is too loud, wondering why they didn't choose you, why they didn't see the value you tried so hard to project. You are chasing a ghost because you are terrified of the person standing in your own mirror. You believe that if you can just convince them to stay, if you can just send that one perfect message or show them how much you've changed, you can somehow validate your own existence. But every step you take towards someone who has walked away is a step deeper into your own grave. You are bartering with your dignity, offering up pieces of your soul like cheap trinkets at a market, hoping someone will finally tell you that you are enough. The truth is far more brutal than their absence. The truth is that you are using this pursuit as a distraction from the rotting potential within yourself. You focus on their silence so you don't have to hear the screams of the version of you that died while you were waiting for a notification. Stop looking at the screen. The blue light is a digital anesthetic, numbing the sharp pain of your own stagnation. You feel late. You feel like the clock is mocking you with every mechanical tick, reminding you that your peers are building empires while you are building altars to people who have already forgotten your name. This isn't about love. It's about power, and you have surrendered yours to a person who doesn't even want the responsibility of holding it. You are waiting for permission to live from someone who is already living without you. Look at your hands. They are empty because you refuse to let go of a past that has already let go of you. You are clutching at smoke, wondering why your grip feels weak. The Stoic doesn't move because they are stubborn. They remain still because they realize that the only thing they ever truly possessed was their own will, and you have treated yours like garbage. You wake up with a heaviness in your chest that you've mistaken for heartbreak. It's not heartbreak. It's the weight of wasted years. It's the pressure of every hour you spent wondering what if instead of what is. You are addicted to the tragedy of your own life because it's easier to be a victim than it is to be a master. If you are a victim, you have an excuse for your mediocrity. If you are a victim, the world owes you something. But the world owes you nothing but a hole in the ground at the end of the road, and you are digging it faster every time you check their profile. You think you are being romantic. You think you are being loyal. You are actually being a coward. You are afraid of the vacuum that will be left if you stop chasing. Because in that vacuum, you will finally have to face the fact that you have no idea who you are without someone else's approval. The silence you fear from them is actually the silence you need. It is the only place where the truth can breathe. You have filled your life with the noise of longing to avoid the quiet of realization. You are a ghost haunting your own life. You walk through your days, but you aren't there. Your mind is miles away, or months away, or years away, replaying scenes that didn't matter and dissecting words that were never meant for you. You are dissecting a corpse and wondering why it won't speak. Every time you reach out, every time you check in, you are telling the universe that your time is worthless. You are telling yourself that you are a secondary character in your own story. You have become an extra in someone else's movie, standing in the background hoping for a line of dialogue that will never come. They will never recover from your absence if you never truly leave. But you haven't left. You are hovering. You are lingering like the smell of a fire that went out hours ago. To truly leave is not an act of anger. It is an act of total, devastating indifference. It is the realization that they are no longer a factor in your internal equation. When you stop chasing, you don't do it to make them miss you. You don't do it as a tactic or a game of psychological warfare. You do it because you finally realize that the hunt was a lie. You are hunting for a sense of self that can only be built through the fire of your own discipline. You have been looking for a home in other people, but people are shifting sand. They change, they leave, they die, they grow cold. If you build your house on the approval of others, you are a homeless man waiting for a storm. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. You, however, are in a frantic rush to nowhere. You are sweating over people who aren't thinking of you. You are losing sleep over eyes that are closed to your existence. Consider the mountain. The mountain does not move to catch the clouds. It sits, it endures the wind, the rain, the scorching sun, and the freezing ice. It is there when the clouds pass, and it is there when the sky is clear. You are acting like a leaf blown by every gust of opinion. You are reacting. Reacting is the behavior of a slave. A master acts, a master decides, a master sees the path and walks it, regardless of who follows. You are so worried about being alone that you have abandoned yourself. You are the only person who will be with you from the first breath to the last, and yet you are the person you treat with the most contempt. The pain you feel right now is necessary. It is the breaking of the shell. But you keep trying to glue the pieces back together, hoping to return to the safety of the egg. There is no safety. There is only the forward motion of time and the inevitable decay of everything you refuse to use. Your potential is rotting. It's turning into resentment. It's turning into a slow, poisonous bitterness that will eventually color everything you see. You will become the person who complains about the world because you didn't have the courage to conquer yourself. You will become the person who blames luck or timing or them for the fact that you are standing still while the earth spins on. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. If you stay on this path, you will be the same person, just older, more tired, and more full of regret. You will still be looking for that same feeling of being enough, but the doors will be closing. Your body will be weaker. Your mind will be slower. The people you are chasing now will be distant memories, and you will realize that you sacrificed your prime years for a shadow. That realization is the true hell. Hell is not a pit of fire. Hell is meeting the version of yourself you could have become and seeing the gap between you. It is the look in that version's eyes, a look of pity. Stop the chase. Not because you're tired, but because you've woken up. Not because you want them to come back, but because you've realized that even if they did, it wouldn't fix the void inside you. That void is a lack of purpose. It is a lack of iron in your soul. You have become soft, pliable, and desperate. Desperation is a scent that people can smell from miles away. It drives them away because it feels like a burden. No one wants to be the source of your happiness because that means they are also responsible for your misery. It is an unfair weight to put on another human being. Carry your own weight. Carry your own cross. You think you are being deep, feeling this much, suffering this much. You aren't. You're just being loud. True depth is silent. True strength doesn't need to be seen. It doesn't need to be posted on a story or explained in a caption. It just is. You need to become a person of such gravity that you no longer feel the need to move toward others. You want them to never recover. Then become something they cannot categorize. Become a version of yourself that is so far removed from the person they rejected that they wouldn't even recognize your voice. Not 4. Revenge. Revenge is still a form of attachment. It is still a way of saying, I care what you think. You must reach the point where their opinion of you is as irrelevant as the weather on a planet you will never visit. This is the spiritual awakening you've been avoiding. It's not about light and feathers and peace. It's about the dark night of the soul where you realize that you are alone and that being alone is the greatest opportunity you've ever been given. It is the opportunity to build a foundation that doesn't depend on a pulse. You are restless because your spirit knows you are lying to yourself. You are pretending that you are waiting for the right time or healing, but you are just stagnating. Healing is an active process. It requires the surgical removal of the parts of you that crave the poison. You are still keeping the bottle on the nightstand, wondering why you can't stay sober. Delete the number, clear the history, not as a dramatic gesture, but as a quiet housekeeping of the mind. You need the space. You need the vacuum. You need to feel the hunger of your own ambition again. You have suppressed your hunger for greatness to feed your hunger for companionship. You have traded your birthright for a bowl of soup. Look at the time. It is later than you think. The sun is setting on your opportunities every single day, and you are spending the twilight looking backward. There is a version of you that is dangerous. Dangerous because they aren't afraid of losing anyone. Dangerous because they have mastered their impulses and turned their pain into a cold, focused energy. That version of you is waiting under the layers of self-pity and romantic delusion. To reach them, you have to let the current version of you die. You have to mourn the person you thought you were, the person who needs, the person who begs, the person who chases. Let that person burn. Don't try to save them. They are the weight that is dragging you to the bottom. When you finally stop, when you truly sit in the silence and refuse to move toward anyone else, something strange happens. The world starts to feel heavy in a different way. The air feels thicker. You start to notice the cracks in the walls, the dust on the shelves, the reality of your own physical presence. You realize that you have been living in a dream world, a fantasy of what could be, while your actual life has been gathering dust. This is the moment of confrontation. This is where most people fail. They feel the sting of reality and they immediately reach for their phone to find a new distraction, a new person to chase, a new validation to seek. If you can stay in that sting, if you can endure the coldness of being truly solitary, you will find a spark. It is the spark of your own agency. It is the realization that you can move your own arm. You can change your own thoughts. You can build a life with your own 2 hands. It is a small spark, but it is yours. It is the only thing that is truly yours. Everything else is borrowed. Your beauty will fade. Your friends will drift, your money can be lost. But your ability to choose your response to life is the one thing no one can take from you unless you give it away. And you have been giving it away for free. Expenditure of your life force on someone who doesn't value it is a sin against your own nature. You are worried they will find someone else. They will. You are worried they will be happier without you. They might be. These are facts you cannot control. Why do you let things you cannot control dictate the temperature of your blood? If the sun goes behind a cloud, do you scream at the sky? If the river flows away from you, do you try to pull the water back? You are fighting the physics of the universe. People move. Energy shifts. If you are left behind, it is because you chose to stay in a place that no longer exists. The most powerful thing you can do is nothing. Not a passive nothing, but a terrifyingly intentional nothing. Why? You do not react. You do not chase. You do not explain. You do not justify. You simply cease to be available for anything that does not serve your highest purpose. This creates a void, and a void is the only thing that can pull a person back, but by the time it does, you must be gone. Not gone to a different place, but gone to a different level. A level where you no longer need the thing you were once dying for. You are afraid of wasting your existence, but you are doing it right now by reading this and thinking of them instead of thinking of your work, your body, your mind. You are looking for a secret key in these words, but the key is just a mirror. The key is the realization that you are the jailer. You have been sitting in an unlocked cell for years, crying about the bars. Walk out. The door is heavy and the world outside is cold and indifferent, but it is real. The discipline you lack is the only bridge to the life you want. You want the reward without the desert. You want the awakening without the night. You want the transformation without the death. It doesn't work that way. You have to feel the full weight of your failure. You have to look at the years you've spent chasing shadows and feel the sick, hollow ache of that regret. Don't push it away. Let it sit in your stomach like lead. Let it make you lose your appetite for the trivial. There is no recovery for them because you are no longer playing the game they expect you to play. When you stop chasing, the game ends. When the game ends, they are left holding a piece of your identity that no longer fits the person you are becoming. They are left with a memory of a ghost, while you are becoming flesh and bone. They are left with a version of you that was weak, while you are cultivating a version that is lethal in its focus. Do not expect a sign. Do not expect a sudden burst of light. Expect a long, slow climb. Expect days where you want to crawl back into the comfort of your delusions. Expect moments where the loneliness feels like a physical weight on your shoulders. This is the price of admission. This is what it costs to be a human being instead of a shadow. You have been paying with your life for things that don't matter. Now, start paying with your effort for things that do. The window is closing. You are not young. Even if you are young in years, you are old in your stagnation. Every day you spend in this state is a day you are stealing from the person you were meant to be. You are a thief of your own potential. Stop stealing, start building. The silence is waiting for you, the work is waiting for you, the mirror is waiting for you. And for the first time in a long time, you don't need to say a word. They will look for you in the places you used to be, and they will find nothing but the cold wind. They will try to trigger the old you, the one who jumped at their command, and they will find a wall of stone. This is not about being alpha or stoic for the sake of an audience. It is about the absolute necessity of self-preservation. You are at war with your own weakness. The person you are chasing is just a mascot for that weakness. Defeat the weakness and the person disappears. There is a cold fire that starts to burn when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No one is going to walk through that door and give you the closure you want. No one is going to apologize for the years they took. You have to take them back yourself. You have to steal your life back from the hands of the people you gave it to. It will be messy. It will be painful. You will lose things you thought you needed. But you will gain the one thing that actually matters, your own respect. You have lived long enough as a beggar. You have held out your cup for scraps of attention for too long. Throw the cup away. If you are hungry, hunt. If you are thirsty, dig a well. If you are lonely, become someone worth spending time with. The restlessness you feel is your soul trying to ache you awake. It is a violent process. It is a disturbing process. But it is the only way out. The door is open. The silence is absolute. What you do next when no one is watching and there is no one to impress will define the rest of your existence. You can go back to the chase, back to the screens, back to the safe, warm misery of your regrets. Or you can step out into the cold and see what you are actually made of. The ghost is gone. Only you remain. And that is the most terrifying thing you have ever had to face. The clock is still ticking. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your process. It only moves in one direction. You are closer to the end than you were when you started reading this. Every second is a choice, every breath is a gamble. You have been betting on everyone else. It's time to put the chips on the only table that matters. The silence is no longer a threat, it's a canvas. But the ink is running out. You think you have time. That's the lie that kills most men. You think you'll do it tomorrow. You think you'll change when the circumstances change. The circumstances are never going to be perfect. The wind will always be blowing against you. The only thing that changes is your resolve or your decay. Choose one. The path of least resistance is a downward slope. The path of the Stoic is a vertical climb, and your grip is slipping. Look at the space between your thoughts. That's where the truth lives. Not in the stories you tell yourself, not in the excuses you make for your lack of progress. In that space, you know exactly what you need to do. You know exactly what you've been avoiding. You've known it for years. You've buried it under layers of love and longing and restlessness. Dig it up. Look at it. It's ugly, it's heavy, and it's yours. The world is full of people who are about to do something. They are about to start the project. They're about to get over the X. They are about to find themselves. They die about to. Don't be one of them. Be the person who is already doing it silently without the need for a witness. The most profound changes happen in the dark, where no one can see them. Until one day the world wakes up and realizes you are no longer the person they knew. This is the end of the chase. This is the beginning of the hunt. But you aren't hunting them. You are hunting the version of you that escaped while you were sleeping. You are tracking him through the woods of your own psyche, following the trail of your abandoned dreams and forgotten strengths. He is far ahead of you, and he is moving fast. If you stop to look back even once, you will lose the scent. The silence is closing in again. The words are fading. What remains is the pressure in your chest and the reality of the room you are sitting in. No one is there. No one is calling. No one is coming. You are finally alone. Now, begin.